Hey guys! Okay, this week I thought I'd do something a little bit different from just the normal written email, and I thought I should video the blog this week. So here we go. What are we chatting about today? Today I'm chatting about cake. Yep, you heard it. I'm talking cake. Why am I referring cake to fitness? Hang fire, because you'll see. So, I have a theory called the cake theory, and I'm going to give you a little bit of insight into it. So, have you ever gone out and got yourself a training program, and you've applied yourself to your training program, and then you've turned around and thought, do you know what? This isn't working for me. I don't know why, but it's just not working for me. And you've seen it work for other people, but for you, it's just not working for you. And I wanted to talk to you a little bit about that, and a little bit about being honest with ourselves in how far that training program has worked and it hasn't. Now, when you pick a goal, when you choose something to do, you'll have a goal, and then you'll need to take action steps to actually get to that goal. And what a lot of people will do, smart people will do, is they will go and employ an expert to kind of put something together for them. So if it's a training program, you're gonna go and get somebody who is good at doing training programs. If it's if you want to lose weight, you're gonna get hold of somebody that's qualified in nutrition. They're your best chances of getting to your goal as quickly as possible, rather than trying to figure it all out yourself. You're gonna go to an expert that's trained for years to do this. So we've gone to our fitness person. We have asked them for help, and they've provided us with a training program. Now then, in my academy, I do this. I perform training programs. I put them together for people. We also do, there's lots of different types of stuff we do. We'll do nutritional plans for people as well. And we also do a bit of both, so nutrition and programs. Now, if I set somebody a training program to do, within that training program, there are certain things in there. So there will be rest phases. There will be chances for progression and to really test the body and to push it so they can get to the end goal. There'll also be little markers along the way so we can test how we're getting. And when I do this program, one thing that's really important is I can only do it with the allotted time that we have. So let's just look, for instance, at somebody doing an event, as in a cycling event or a running event. So from the day they come to me to the day their event is, there's an allotted amount of time that I can't do anything about, I can't change. So let's just say that's over 3 months. So if that's over 3 months, what you'll find is within that 3 months, I will give you something that's realistic for you to achieve at the end of the 3 months. And all the way through that, there might be parts when I've pulled your training back a little bit, giving your body a chance to rest and recover. Or there might be weeks where it's pretty full on and there's lots of sessions that I need you to include in there. And you'll also find that I'll be giving you tips and stuff to do with your eating so that you can fuel the training that you're doing. And maybe there's a need to drop a bit of weight so that challenge, if it's a running challenge or a cycling challenge, can be a little bit easier on the day because we're carrying less weight around. Okay, so it's all little things that we add into this. Now then, if we look at this in a different way, if we look at this like ingredients, so let's just go back to my cake theory. In my cake theory, imagine that your best friend's handed you a recipe for the best ever chocolate brownies that anyone's ever tasted. And she hands you the recipe, you take that and you look down the ingredients and you think, oh, I've not got that ingredient in, and I don't really like that ingredient, so I don't know where to find that. Or that ingredient's a bit too expensive, so I'm going to cut that back. Maybe I'll only use half of that ingredient. So you're getting all your ingredients together. Then we go to the mixing stage. So normally you'd put it into a bowl, you'd mix all your ingredients up, and there might be a certain amount of time that you have to do that for. There might be a certain way. There might be a way that you add the ingredients into the pot. Imagine you didn't do that. Imagine you just threw everything into the pot and didn't even mix it up. And then the last bit, so you want to bake the chocolate brownie cake. So say for instance it's going to take 20 minutes to bake your chocolate brownie cake, and that's what your friends told you to do, but you haven't got 20 minutes, you've got 5 minutes. So you get your pot, you stick it in the oven, you put it on for 5 minutes, and then you take it back out. And then when somebody gives me a recipe and they tell me that these are the best chocolate brownies ever, I'm kind of looking at that and I'm expecting it to have a certain taste. I like chocolate brownies, so I want it to taste nice. Do you think your recipe is going to taste the same, bearing in mind that you've cut ingredients out and you've not used the proper cooking times or mixing times? It's not, is it? If you haven't cooked it, it's probably going to be a lot more soggier. It's not going to have the same taste because you've halved the ingredients. So let's go back to the training program. If on your training program you've perhaps not done all the sessions that you could have fitted in that week, say for instance it was a rest day and we had tapered down exercise, but you were trying to make up for last week, so you thought, I'll go really heavy this week, doesn't really give your body chance to recover for the actual event. So if you don't follow the training program, just like with the cake, do you think you're going to get the same results out of it? Because you're just not. And that's where we have to be really honest with ourselves here and say, well, do you know what? Have I done everything on that training program that I can do? Now, you might be looking at me saying, well, that's easy to say, but, you know, I had to go pick the children up, or I had a really busy week, I had family connections, and I had, work was really pressurised this week. And that's all fine, because realistically, we have to also fit life into our training programs, and sometimes that's going to mean that you're not going to be able to get everything in, and that's not the trainer's fault and it's not your fault, it's just how it is. But when we get to race day, we've also got to be able to say, I'm not going to get the results I would have got had I followed everything to a T, okay? I might get half the results in, or I might get a quarter of the results in. The great thing with taking accountability to this, though, is that the next time that you go and do a training program, you can try and prepare a little bit for the fact that life gets in the way, and you can make a few adjustments, and hopefully on the next challenge, you're going to get a little better at the actual challenge, so you're going to get closer to your results again. The key thing here is, depending on how much you want to achieve that goal and how much you're going to get bogged down with other things, which you might not be able to help the fact that life gets in, but we prioritise things, and it might mean that your family was more of a priority at that point, and that's fine, that's okay. We can be okay with that. But it's not okay to say training program's not working. The training program always works. You just have to stick to it. And if you can't stick to it exactly, then try and stick to it as closely as you can, or come back to your trainer and say, I'm really short on time this week, what can we do? Okay, your trainer can always adjust stuff for you. So I just wanted to give you that little insight. And the most amazing thing about this, though, is once you've taken the accountability, you're in charge, so you can go out and do something about it. So this week, when you're sticking to your plans, try and stick as closely to the plan as you can, and keep in the back of your mind your goal and how you want to get there, and the effort that's needed to put into that goal. And if you can't put everything in, then don't be too hard on yourself when you're not getting the results out. Okay, guys? See you soon.